Hi, Professor Wills back with you. We're continuing our unit on oceanic art, and we are now in the region of Melanesia. We're focusing on the large island of Guinea. And unlike in Polynesia, where status is achieved perhaps by birth or inheritance, and of course those ancestral lines, here you find that wealth, leadership abilities, and status in men's societies are the pathway to status. Did you know that New Guinea is the largest island in the Pacific? It's the second largest in the world, and it's a complicated place. There are some 700 languages there. It's an environment near the equator, so you have rainforests, grasslands, mountains that soar to 16,000 feet elevation, and it's an island that's divided into two nations, and that is Papua New Guinea and West Papua, the latter a province of Indonesia. So let's take a look at some PowerPoint slides and talk more about the architecture and art associated with this region. All right, taking a look at the map on the upper left, you can see just north of Australia, gives you a sense of how huge the island of Guinea is, with the West New Guinea on the left and Papua New Guinea on the right. We're going to begin with Papua New Guinea, and it's there that you find typically a group of people known as the Abalam. They live in family clans in compound-like hamlets with a central structure at the heart of their community known as a Korambo. And you can see that word right here. It's a ceremonial house used for ceremonies and spiritual purposes as well. It's reserved for men, so men only, and it's there that we can learn about the yam cult. Yes, I'm talking about the cousin of the sweet potato. That's a fixture at most Thanksgiving tables. But among the Abalam peoples of Papua New Guinea, yams are a source of status. Success is credited to ancestral forces in helping to grow not only a bumper crop of yams, but the idea of man conquering nature, or man being able to work with the forces of nature to exert a kind of potency, not only in a bountiful crop, but also a large crop. There's a festival called the Long Yam Festival, and I do mean long. Some yams reach 12 feet. So it's a way, again, that word potency, and of course the male orientation of their society, and perhaps maybe even, if you use your imagination, the shape of a yam, all connects to the ideas of fertility and masculinity and status. And of course, the more you grow as a crop, the wealthier you are and the higher status you have in the Abalam society. So there is a yam cult, and its secrets are discussed in structures like you see in this ceremonial house. All the rules, of course, are hidden from the uninitiated boys and women. But boys do go through a rite of passage, and it's there inside that building that happens, as well as community meetings. So at the heart of the community, you have this ceremonial house, and the better constructed the Korambo, the more prestige that clan has. Construction happens with frequent ceremonies in the early morning hours when women and kids are asleep because they are forbidden from participating. In its appearance, you can see it has a pitched, almost tent-like shape with a framework constructed of bamboo poles and rafters. They then split cane and use thatch to create the roofing material. The facade, or face of the Korambo that you see here, is the most elaborate part of the structure with its decoration in 3 parts. There would be a woven mat lining a bottom, then a carved wooden lintel that appears about right here, followed by painted sago bark panels. And you can see that with the colorful elements that you see right here. So again, the finer the construction, the more prestige that particular clan has. And it's important to also maintain your Korambo. So there is ritualistic practices to keep it in good order, to repair any damage, to freshen up any art. And of course, by doing so, you renew the potency of the ceremonial house and the clan as well. Looking at some detail shots here, you can see that there is a lot of care in abstracted figurative elements as well as pattern on the outside. And it's a mix of both male and female motifs, interestingly enough, since women are banned. The red, black, and white faces represent spirits. While the very top figure, you can see this white face with the 2 eyes, is understood to be a flying female witch. Other male and female references include a projecting member. You can just see it right here, and appearing right here too. And I do mean it's symbolic of the male member, anatomically speaking. While there is a small door like here, almost like a tunnel that you crawl into to enter the ceremonial space. That is analogous to the birth canal, or entering or exiting the womb. And of course, depending on whether you're entering or exiting, it's alluding to the concepts of both death and rebirth, which of course are big transition points in life and a focus of a lot of the global cultures we've studied so far. Thank you for joining me.